Hi, I'm Rob Kmowski. I'm the Technical Director at Burlington County Institute of Technology, and I'm going to show you how to spike a ground plan. First, we're going to show you the ground plan. Our ground plan has a scale of 1/2 inch equals 1 foot. Next, you'll take your scale ruler and find the 1/2 inch side of the scale ruler. You will then bring it down and measure off of your two main points of measurements, which is your center line and your plaster line. Make sure you measure all your points so when you start spiking, they're at the same lengths that you have on your ground plan. The reason why we use the center line and the plaster line is because sometimes in some theaters they don't have a proper back or sides of the stage, but the center line and the plaster line will always stay true. Now that we found our measurements on our ground plan, we're going to now put them on based off of our center line and our plaster line. Our first measurement that we're going to find is based off of 9'6" up on our center line and 1 foot over. Our second point is based off of 11'6" over to 1 foot. What we do is we put a little mark down so when eventually we start taping it down, we create a straight line, which then creates our angles. Once we find our 2 points, we take our spike tape to finish up our wall. When taping our doors, we like to use a different color spike tape so we can be aware so the actors know where the door is. You also want to show the proper length of your door so if it happened to close, you would know that it's the proper length. Each one of these dash marks is to show you that there's a cut away in the flat, which is your doorway. So when you're spiking out your flats, it's not a solid wall you're going through. When taping out a window, you want to show the thickness and the placement of the window. You use a different color spike tape so we're sure that it's within the wall, but it's a solid structure. When spiking out a chair, you're going to measure from your center line over to the 1 foot mark, the 1'6" mark. We tape out the back of the chair because it's furthest from the audience. So when we place the chair, it fits with the back legs touching the spike marks. Now finding out where our table is on our ground plan, we will put an X at the bottom where the base would sit. Now finding this X, we travel along our plaster line to 2'9", and we travel up 3 foot on our center line. They both meet at this intersecting point where we put an X. When we find that X, that's where the table will lie. During competition, you will either be given stage left side or stage right side. You will only be given center line and a plaster line. There will be no sides, there will be no back. This will cause you to use only your center line and plaster line. At the end of the competition, it should look like this. And that's how you spike a ground plan.